Hello there, welcome to the cockpit once again. So in this demonstration of self-loading cargo version 1.6, I want to just go through the different types of announcements that the cabin crew can make into the passenger cabin. First thing I'm going to do though is I'm going to get the cabin crew to turn off the music.
Hi, Captain.
Can you turn the music off, please?
No worries, I'll do it now.
Thank you.
Right, now we can hear ourselves think. So yeah, basically self-loading cargo supports the announcements that get made throughout the flight in multiple ways. Now I'm talking about the announcements like the safety announcement, the after takeoff announcement, after landing announcement. Self-loading cargo supports supports those announcements being made dynamically via the cabin crew voice packs, or you can have the cabin crew voice packs working in conjunction with the airline sound packs, in which case you might want to have pre-recorded digital announcements playing for those specific announcements. Like EasyJet, for instance, they have a pre-boarding announcement, they have a after landing announcement. Ryanair, for instance, they have an after landing announcement that sort of welcomes you. It plays the trumpet noise that welcomes you to your destination, etc. Now, self-loading cargo does support the cabin crew making those announcements via the PA system, or you can have the aircraft play them if the airline sound pack contains those announcements. I'm going to go through basically how those announcements work, and I'm going to use the safety announcement as the example. Now, the safety announcement gets played basically before pushback or after pushback or during the taxi, depending on the configuration of your flight and how you announcement to the passengers. But the point is, I'm going to be able to trigger it from this window that you won't normally be able to see, but it allows me to do some testing, and you'll be able to see basically how the safety announcements work. And when I change the options, you'll get the idea of what it is I'm talking about. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to tell the cabin crew to start securing the cabin, and during that process they're going to make the safety announcement. So I'm going to trigger that now once I find it. Secure cabin for takeoff. So I'll click on that and just give it a few seconds while the person makes her way to the intercom to start making the announcement, and she's going to make it dynamically.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the crew, I ask that you please direct your attention to the monitors as we review the emergency procedures on board the aircraft. Please listen carefully to ensure not only your own safety, but that of those around you. There are 3 emergency exits on the aircraft. Take a moment to locate the one closest to you, and note that it may be behind you. Count the number of rows to the exit. Should the cabin experience pressure loss, stay calm and listen for instructions from the cabin crew. Oxygen masks will drop down from above your seat. Place the mask over your mouth and nose like this, and pull the strap to tighten it. If you are traveling with children, make sure you put your own mask on first before helping others. In the unlikely event of an emergency landing and evacuation, please do carry on luggage and items behind. Life rafts are located below your seat, and emergency lighting in the floor will lead you to the closest exit. We ask that you make sure that all carry-on luggage is stowed away safely during the flight. While we wait for takeoff, please take a moment to review the safety procedures on the card in the pocket in front of you. Thank you very much for your time, and we hope you have a safe and enjoyable flight with us.
Okay, so she has made that announcement, and it's been made dynamically. She has it's all split up into the different sections of the announcement that she needs to make. And one of the reasons for that is because self-loading cargo actually supports multiple languages for the announcements as they're being made, if they're being made dynamically. So what we can do is, and I'll demonstrate this again. I'm going to open up the settings window and then go to sounds and cabin crew, and as you can see, the primary voice is set to default to English, which is what you've just heard. Now if I add a secondary voice pack, let's have Spanish. If I do that announcement again, you'll see the same thing being done, but it will be in 2 languages, one after the other for each different section. So let's try that again. Again, just give it a couple of seconds for the person to make her way to the PA system.
Hi there, ladies and gentlemen.
Buenas noches, señoras y señores.
On behalf of the crew, I ask that you please direct your attention to the monitors as we review the emergency procedures on board the aircraft. En nombre de la tripulación, les pido que dirijan su atención a los monitores mientras revisamos los procedimientos de emergencia a bordo de este hermoso Airbus A350. Please take a moment to listen and ensure the safety of everyone on board. Tómese un momento para escuchar y garantizar la seguridad de todos a bordo. There are 3 emergency exits on the aircraft. Take a moment to locate the one closest to you and note that it may be behind you. Count the number of rows to the exit. Hay 3 salidas de emergencia en el avión. Tómese un momento para localizar al más cercano a usted y tenga en cuenta que puede estar detrás de usted. Cuente el número de filas hasta la salida. Should the cabin experience pressure loss, please stay calm and listen for instructions from the cabin crew. Oxygen masks will drop down from above your head, and you should place the mask over your mouth and nose like this, then pull the strap to tighten it. Make sure you put on your own mask before helping others. Si la cabina experimenta pérdida de presión, mantenga la calma y escuche las instrucciones de la tripulación de cabina. Las máscaras de oxígeno caerán desde arriba de su cabeza y debe colocar la máscara sobre su boca y nariz de esta manera, luego tire de la correa para apretarla. Asegúrese de ponerse su propia máscara antes de ayudar a los demás. In the unlikely event of an emergency landing and evacuation, leave your carry-on luggage and items behind. Life rafts are located below your seat, and emergency lighting in the floor will lead you to the closest exit. En el improbable caso de un aterrizaje de emergencia y evacuación, deje atrás su equipaje de mano y artículos. Las balsas salvavidas están ubicadas debajo de sus asientos y la iluminación de emergencia en el piso lo llevará a la salida más cercana. We ask that you make sure that all carry-on luggage is stowed away safely during the flight. Le pedimos que se asegure de que todo el equipaje de mano se guarde de forma segura durante el vuelo. Please take a moment to review the safety card in the seat back pocket in front of you while we wait for takeoff. Tómese un momento para revisar la tarjeta de seguridad en el bolsillo trasero del asiento frente a usted mientras esperamos el despegue. Thank you very much for your time, and we hope you have a safe and enjoyable flight with us. Muchas gracias por su tiempo y esperamos que tenga un vuelo seguro y agradable con nosotros.
Right, so that was a dual language safety briefing from the cabin crew themselves. Now, you probably noticed that it took significantly longer than a single language version, and that's something that you have to bear in mind as the pilot, because if that safety announcement is being made, then obviously it's going to take that length of time to complete, and ideally you would have it complete by the time you reach the runway. Now, if you are on a close by runway, you would probably be able to help the cabin crew by telling them over the announcement that we are at a close by runway, we're departing a close by runway, in which case they would want to start doing the announcement sooner rather than later. Now, I'm being summoned, which wasn't supposed to happen, but let's deal with it anyway.
Hello.
Hi, Captain. Everyone's seated and secured for takeoff.
Thanks a lot.
Let me know when we're ready to take off, and I'll get the crew seated and secured.
I will, no problem.
Right, so she basically went around the cabin while the cabin crew went around the cabin securing people while the announcement was being made. But the point is that I was trying to make is that announcement can go on for quite a while, and basically you want to work with the cabin crew to ensure that it gets made on time, so that you can get away off the runway with the safety announcement completed. Because if you have to tell the cabin crew to take their seats before the safety announcement has been completed, it's going to go against you in your pilot score. So that's one aspect of where you have to actually plan ahead and determine whether you've got enough time for the cabin crew to make the safety announcement before you are ready for takeoff. However, that is the way to sort of have a multi-language safety announcement. However, if you wanted to just use the digital announcements that an airliner might have, which might be just a generic announcement rather than it being dynamically done by the cabin crew, you also have that option. So, if I go to settings again and go to the same page in cabin crew voices, but I select this checkbox here which says play airline announcements from soundpack if available. I'll select that, and it has its own volume control other than the master volume, so you can tailor it to how you need it. But if that's turned on, it's telling Self-Loading Cargo to not use the voice pack, the cabin crew voice packs, to make these types of digital announcements. You will still get the interaction, and you will still get other announcements made to the passengers from the cabin crew, but the actual phase announcements, like the safety announcement or the after landing announcement, will come from the airline sound pack if they're available. If they're not, then the dynamic ones will be used. But Self-Loading Cargo ships with a default sound pack that is full of these different announcements for the different flight phases. And now that that's turned on, if I trigger that to happen, even though we've still got the English and Spanish cabin crew selected, they will be overridden by the airline sound pack, so I can have airline specific announcements playing regardless of the voice packs that I have selected. So let's do it again. Again, the purser will be heading to the intercom to start it off.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask for your attention while we take you through the safety procedures on this aircraft. A safety card is in your seat pocket showing the exit routes, oxygen masks, life jackets and brace position, which you must adopt if you hear brace. Brace. There are 2 emergency exits at the rear, 4 in the middle and 2 at the front of the cabin. Floor lighting will guide you to an exit. Please be aware that your nearest exit may be behind you. In an emergency, leave all cabin baggage on board. Your seatbelt is fastened, adjusted and released as shown. It must be fastened when the seatbelt signs are on, and we recommend that you keep it fastened at all times. If the air supply fails, masks will drop from above you. Pull a mask towards you to start the oxygen. Put the mask over your nose and mouth, hold in place with the strap and pull on each side to adjust. Put on your own mask before helping others. If we land on water, take the life jacket from under your seat. Put it over your head. Pass the tapes around your waist, click together and pull the strap to adjust. Do not inflate it inside the aircraft. When outside, inflate by pulling the top. If it fails to inflate or needs topping up, blow into the tube. There is a light and whistle for attracting attention. We also carry flotation aids for children. Your tray table must now be stowed, armrest down, window blinds open and seatbelt fastened. We wish you a pleasant flight and thank you for flying with Self-Loading Cargo.
So there you have it. That was a digital announcement that could be specific to an airline. So if you have an EasyJet announcement, for instance, you could have that playing, and also have the cabin crew with their own voice packs. And just in case you're wondering, if you would like to change the voices on the fly, you can do that as well. So if I would change the primary voice pack to say German, I'll turn that off for now. If I change the primary voice pack to German, if I summon the cabin crew, he's going to speak to me in German.
Hallo Kapitän.
How are things in the back?
Wir sind bereit zu gehen. Wir werden die Passagiere sichern, sobald wir mit dem Taxi beginnen.
Not a problem.
Exactly, not a problem. I understood every word of it. Same with Norwegian, if I do that. As you can see, it's dead easy to change the voices, and if you make a mistake during setup, you can change
Hei,
it.
kaptein.
How are things going?
Vi er klare til å dra. Vi skal sikre passasjerene når vi begynner å taxi.
Not a problem.
Let's get her to turn the music back on. In American.
Hi.
Could you start the cabin music, please?
No problem. Give me a second.
Thanks a lot.
So there we go. So that's just a brief tutorial on how to use or select the different types of announcements that you might want. So we've got single language dynamically generated announcements, we have multi-language dynamically generated announcements, or we have airline specific announcements. And obviously if you want to use those, it doesn't compromise the actual voice packs themselves, it just overrides the dynamic ones. So I hope you have enjoyed this long video explaining how they work. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.